You won't believe what just went down. Yandy Smith was left in absolute tears tonight as Tamar Braxton shocked the world by confirming her pregnancy with Mendeecees. Fans watching live were on the edge of their seats as the explosive confrontation unfolded, emotions running high, secrets spilling, and relationships hanging by a thread. Eyewitnesses say Yandy's reaction was unforgettable, her face a mixture of shock, heartbreak, and disbelief as Tamar dropped the bombshell in front of everyone. Social media instantly erupted with memes, clips, and reactions, with hashtags like #YandyCries, #TamarPregnancy, and #Mendeecees drama trending within minutes. Insiders claim the backstage atmosphere was electric, with producers scrambling to keep the cameras rolling as the drama intensified. This is more than just reality TV. This is love and hip-hop at its most explosive. And the fallout is just getting started. The tension was palpable the moment the cameras started rolling. Yandy Smith, usually composed and poised, entered the studio with a nervous edge, sensing that tonight's episode was going to be unlike any other. Tamar Braxton, known for her fiery personality and dramatic timing, sat across from her with a confident, almost sinister smile. Insiders say that before the cameras even went live, whispers of a secret were circulating backstage, and everyone knew something huge was about to explode. Producers reportedly instructed the crew to capture every second of Yandy's reactions, anticipating that the night's events would be historic for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. As the live broadcast began, Tamar didn't waste a single moment. She leaned forward, her eyes locking on Yandy, and in a calm yet deliberate voice, she confirmed the unthinkable. She was pregnant with Mendeecees' child. The words hit like a bombshell. Yandy froze, her mouth slightly open, and the cameras zoomed in on her stunned face. Fans watching live described it as a jaw-dropping moment, with reactions flooding social media instantly. Tweets, Instagram stories, and TikTok clips started circulating within seconds, capturing Yandy's initial disbelief and raw emotion. Hashtags like #YandyCries, #TamarPregnancy, and #Mendeecees drama were already trending before the scene even ended. Backstage sources revealed that Yandy's team was completely blindsided. Eyewitnesses said she retreated to a corner, tears beginning to well up in her eyes as Tamar continued to reveal more details. According to insiders, the tension in the studio was electric. Every staff member, camera operator, and producer seemed to hold their breath, knowing that this confrontation was going to make reality TV history. The leaked messages circulating later indicated that even some of the show's producers were shocked by the intensity of Yandy's emotional breakdown, describing it as the most raw and vulnerable we've ever seen her. The confrontation escalated when Tamar produced screenshots of private messages and secret communications between Mendeecees and herself. Yandy's eyes widened, a mixture of anger, heartbreak, and disbelief crossing her face. Social media users immediately picked up on these moments, sharing freeze-frame images, GIFs, and memes depicting Yandy's reaction. Analysts noted that the combination of live tears, secret revelations, and the power dynamics between Yandy, Tamar, and Mendeecees was the perfect storm for viral content. Within minutes, reaction videos were pouring in, with fans dissecting every expression, tone, and word from the broadcast. Adding more fuel to the fire, insiders claim that Tamar had planned this moment meticulously. Eyewitnesses report that she timed her revelations perfectly, waiting until Yandy was emotionally vulnerable to drop the biggest bombshell. "I'm pregnant." Mendeecees knew about it all along. The audience gasped. The cameras cut to close-ups of Yandy wiping her tears, and social media erupted in real time. Thousands of fans joined the discussion, speculating about the future of Yandy and Mendeecees' relationship, the implications for Tamar, and how this revelation would affect the rest of the Love and Hip Hop cast. The drama didn't stop there. According to backstage sources, Mendeecees was already on edge before the broadcast, sensing the tension building. Eyewitnesses claim he was pacing, whispering to his assistants and trying to strategize a response, but Tamar's timing left him powerless. Social media quickly noticed Mendeecees' subtle expressions of discomfort and anxiety, with hashtags like #Mendeecees caught trending within minutes. Analysts argue that these moments of vulnerability made the broadcast even more compelling, offering viewers a rare glimpse into the real emotions behind reality TV drama. As the episode continued, Tamar revealed hidden truths about previous interactions between herself, Mendeecees, and Yandy. Sources say she disclosed conversations and secret meetings that neither Yandy nor the audience had known about, exposing betrayals and conflicting loyalties. Yandy's reaction intensified, tears streamed down her face, and she struggled to maintain her composure on camera. Production staff reportedly instructed the camera operators to focus closely on Yandy, knowing that her emotional display was central to the impact of the broadcast. Clips of Yandy crying while trying to speak were instantly shared online, sparking further speculation, memes, and viral commentary. The intensity reached its peak when Tamar delivered the ultimate bombshell. She had documented proof of Mendeecees' knowledge and involvement, ensuring that there was no room for denial. Eyewitnesses described Yandy's reaction as a mixture of shock, anger, and heartbreak, while the live audience gasped audibly. Social media reactions were instantaneous, with fans sharing the most dramatic moments in real time. Influencers, gossip pages, and celebrity commentators began posting their opinions, amplifying the story to a national and even global audience. Hashtags multiplied. #YanDY breaks down. #TAMAR wins. #Mendeecees exposed. And countless others began trending simultaneously, turning this episode into a social media phenomenon. By the end of part 1, insiders say that Yandy was in complete emotional turmoil. Eyewitnesses report that she retreated backstage to collect herself, visibly shaken by Tamar's revelations. Mendeecees was reportedly struggling to maintain composure, while Tamar appeared victorious, having executed her plan flawlessly. Analysts suggest that the first part of this episode alone was enough to dominate news cycles, drive unprecedented engagement online, and spark conversations that would last for weeks. Social media buzzed with debates, memes, and speculation about what would happen next, leaving viewers desperate for part 2, where the fallout would escalate even further. The morning after Tamar's bombshell, the energy backstage was still electric. Yandy Smith had barely slept, her mind racing over every word Tamar had spoken and every evidence she had presented. According to insiders, Yandy was inconsolable, pacing her dressing room, staring at her phone, and constantly refreshing social media to gauge public reaction. Clips of her tears, her trembling hands, and her raw expressions from the previous night were now circulating online, racking up millions of views. Fans were commenting nonstop, dissecting every second of her meltdown, and questioning what this revelation meant for Mendeecees and the rest of the Love and Hip Hop cast. Hashtags like #YanDY cries, #TAMAR pregnancy, #Mendeecees exposed, and #LHHATL chaos were trending globally, making it clear that this story wasn't going away anytime soon. Meanwhile, Tamar seemed to be riding a wave of confidence. Insiders say she had meticulously planned her reveal, anticipating every possible reaction from Yandy, Mendeecees, and the live audience. Sources claim she had prepared backup evidence, including screenshots, audio clips, and leaked text messages, all ready to drop if Yandy or Mendeecees tried to deny the situation. Eyewitnesses reported that Tamar was strategic, calm, and deliberate in her approach, knowing that the drama would play out perfectly for both live TV and social media virality. Analysts suggest that this calculated screech precision was key to the story's explosive impact and helped Tamar dominate the narrative. Leaving Yandy struggling to reclaim her footing, backstage, Mendeecees was reportedly struggling to maintain composure. Insiders say he was pacing, mumbling under his breath, and speaking in hushed tones to his team, trying to figure out damage control. But the reality was that the momentum was completely in Tamar's favor. Every leaked clip, every screenshot, and every revelation was now public, leaving Mendeecees with few options. Fans watching online began speculating about his next moves, with reaction videos and memes quickly flooding platforms. Analysts noted that this type of lived high-stakes drama was perfect for creating viral engagement, and the story was rapidly reaching new audiences beyond traditional love and hip-hop. As Part 2 unfolded, the tension escalated further. Yandy, now fully aware of the extent of Tamar's disclosures, decided to confront the situation head-on. Sources claim she entered the studio with a renewed sense of determination, ready to speak out, challenge Tamar's claims, and defend herself. However, insiders noted that Yandy's emotional state was fragile, and every word she uttered was punctuated by tears, quivering, and visible frustration. The cameras captured every raw moment, ensuring that viewers at home could feel the intensity and authenticity of her reactions. Social media erupted again as clips of Yandy confronting Tamar circulated instantly, with hashtags like #YandyFightsBack and #TAMARVs YandyY trending worldwide. Adding to the chaos, Tamar escalated the drama by revealing even deeper secrets about Mendeecees' involvement. According to insiders, she produced evidence of secret meetings, phone calls, and communications that suggested he had been aware of her pregnancy from the beginning. Eyewitnesses report that Yandy's shock turned to outrage as she processed these revelations, her voice rising, tears streaming, and hands shaking. Fans watching live said that the intensity of the confrontation was unlike anything seen before. On Love and Hip Hop, with reactions ranging from sympathetic support for Yandy to admiration for Tamar's boldness. Analysts emphasized that the combination of live emotional breakdowns, insider evidence, and escalating confrontations created a perfect storm for viral engagement. Meanwhile, production team was working overtime to capture every critical angle. Sources say camera operators focused on the subtle micro-expressions of all parties: Yandy's heartbreak, Tamar's calculated calmness, and Mendeecees' anxious demeanor. Leaked messages from staff suggest that even minor reactions, like a raised eyebrow or a tense hand gesture, were broadcast and quickly picked up by fans online. Social media exploded with analysis, GIFs, reaction clips, and commentary from influencers. Hashtags multiplied, with #YandyShocked, #Mendeecees and #TAMARWins trending simultaneously. Analysts claim that this segment alone would dominate trending charts for days, creating unprecedented engagement across multiple platforms. The confrontation reached a critical turning point when Yandy attempted to speak directly to Mendeecees, demanding answers and explanations. According to insiders, the tension in the studio was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Yandy's raw emotion clashed with Mendeecees' defensiveness, creating a dramatic, high-stakes verbal showdown. Audiences at home were glued to their screens, watching every reaction, pause, and flinch. Clips of this explosive moment immediately went viral, with fans debating Mendeecees' accountability and Yandy's response. Social media users began creating memes, short video edits, and commentary threads, amplifying the story even further. Analysts argue that this segment marked a new peak in love and hip-hop drama, blending personal conflict with strategic storytelling and real-time audience engagement. As Part 2 concluded, the fallout backstage was already apparent. Yandy was emotionally drained, seeking solace from friends and advisors, while Mendeecees and Tamar were still navigating the aftermath of the broadcast. Insider sources suggest that production staff were reviewing the footage, anticipating how These moments would perform on social media and planning for the next episode's reveal. Fans remained highly engaged, continuously sharing, commenting, and speculating about what would happen next. The drama had escalated to a level that ensured viewers would return eagerly for part 3, expecting even more shocking revelations, confrontations, and viral moments. The third and final part of this explosive saga picked up where part 2 left off. With the entire studio still buzzing from the intensity of the confrontation, Yandy, visibly drained but determined, decided she could no longer remain silent. Insiders report that she gathered her courage and demanded the camera's focus entirely on her. Ready to address not only Tamar's shocking revelation, but also Mendeecees' role in the drama. As the live broadcast resumed, the energy in the studio became almost unbearably. Word Yandy spoke carried the weight of heartbreak, anger, and betrayal. Viewers at home were glued to the screens, many holding their breath in anticipation of her next move. Social media immediately ignited with reactions, with hashtags like #YandySpeaks, #Mendeecees exposed, and #LHHATL clash trending worldwide within minutes. Yandy began by recounting her side of the story in painstaking detail. According to backstage sources, she revealed moments of her relationship with Mendeecees that had previously remained private, instances where she had felt sidelined, ignored, and betrayed. Her voice quivered at times, tears rolling down her cheeks, but there was a newfound strength in her tone. Fans watching live immediately empathized with her struggle, flooding comment sections and social media platforms with messages of support. Meanwhile, Tamar maintained her composed demeanor, occasionally smirking as Yandy spoke, clearly aware of the impact her prior revelations had already made. Things escalated when Yandy confronted Mendeecees directly. Insiders say the tension was palpable. The live audience gasped audibly, and social media users were uploading reaction clips almost in real time. Yandy demanded accountability, pressing him for answers about what he knew and when he knew it. Mendeecees, caught off guard, struggled to find words, occasionally mumbling and visibly sweating under the studio lights. Social media exploded with memes and clips highlighting his awkward pauses and uneasy body language, with fans debating whether he was guilty of betrayal or simply trapped in Tamar's strategic reveal. The juxtaposition of Yandy's emotional honesty and Mendeecees' discomfort made the scene magnetic for viewers worldwide. Tamar then added yet another twist. According to insiders, she revealed further evidence suggesting that Mendeecees had attempted to cover up the pregnancy from Yandy, manipulating messages and conversations to maintain secrecy. Eyewitnesses say the studio erupted into a mixture of gasps and murmurs as Tamar displayed screenshots, audio clips, and even partial video footage she had managed to keep private until the perfect moment. Yandy's emotional response intensified. She clutched her head, sobbing openly, while the cameras captured every second of her heartbreak. Social media immediately seized on this footage, with reaction videos, GIFs, and commentary dominating feeds worldwide. Analysts noted that the combination of live revelation, raw emotion, and strategic evidence presentation was a textbook example of viral reality TV storytelling, adding fuel to the fire. Insiders revealed that other cast members backstage were watching the live feed with a mix of shock and intrigue. Several sources claimed that whispers of side alliances, secret romances, and hidden betrayals were spreading among the cast, even as the episode aired. These whispers were quickly leaked to fan accounts on social media, creating a drama that extended beyond the broadcast itself. Fans engaged in heated debates over who was right, who was wrong, and what this meant for the relationships within the show. Hashtags like #LHHATL chaos, #TAMAR dominates, and #YandyY heartbreak skyrocketed, creating a social media frenzy that analysts say will be impossible to ignore in the coming weeks. By the midpoint of Part 3, the tension reached its absolute peak. Yandy, overwhelmed yet resolute, made an emotional plea to Mendeecees. She demanded honesty and transparency, insisting that their relationship could not continue without full disclosure and accountability. Mendeecees, now visibly shaken and cornered by Tamar's evidence, admitted partial truths but tried to downplay his role. Insiders say this only fueled Yandy's outrage, making her reactions even more intense. Social media erupted with side-by-side comparisons of the footage, with fans dissecting facial expressions, tone, and body language to determine who was truly in the right. Analysts describe this as the most explosive love and hip-hop moment of the season, noting that the combination of live confrontation, emotional vulnerability, and viral social media response created a historic episode. As the climax approached, Tamar delivered her final bombshell. She claimed she had documented proof of Mendeecees' involvement with her pregnancy and the attempts to hide it, ensuring that Yandy's confrontation had undeniable credibility. Eyewitnesses reported that the audience was left in stunned silence as Tamar presented her evidence with poise, her confidence unshaken. Yandy, while still emotional, regained some composure, realizing the truth could no longer be hidden. Social media users began uploading reaction videos comparing Yandy's grief with Tamar's calculated victory, creating a polarized but highly engaged audience. Hashtags multiplied, trending across multiple platforms, and fans debated the consequences for all three parties. By the final minutes of Part 3, the fallout had already begun. Yandy was retreating backstage to collect herself, emotionally exhausted but having made her point. Mendeecees remained visibly rattled, while Tamar's strategic brilliance had ensured she emerged as the dominant player in this scenario. Social media was ablaze with commentary, analysis, memes, and viral clips. Fans speculated endlessly about how the relationships would evolve, who might seek revenge, and what this meant for the upcoming episodes. Analysts concluded that this three-part confrontation would be remembered as one of the most dramatic, emotionally intense, and socially viral events in love and hip-hop history. With the cameras off and the live audience dispersed, insiders claimed that the backstage atmosphere was a mix of relief, tension, and anticipation. Cast members were reportedly discussing alliances, future confrontations, and how to respond to the online fallout. Fans remained highly engaged, sharing clips, screenshots, and commentary across Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms. The impact of this episode had transcended the usual boundaries of reality TV, creating a global conversation about betrayal, strategy, and emotional vulnerability. Analysts predict that Part 3's climax will continue to dominate headlines and social media for weeks, leaving viewers eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this explosive saga. You've just witnessed one of the most explosive, heart-wrenching moments in love and hip-hop history, and the story isn't over yet. Fans are still reeling from Yandy's emotional breakdown, Tamar's strategic dominance, and Mendeecees' shocking revelations, flooding social media with reactions, debates, and viral memes. But the burning question remains: how will these relationships survive this chaos? Will Yandy reclaim her power, or has Tamar secured the ultimate victory? And what does this mean for Mendeecees' future on the show? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and follow all the updates, because we'll be breaking down every leaked message, every behind-the-scenes confrontation, and every viral reaction as this drama unfolds. Trust us, you do not want to miss the next jaw-dropping chapter of this love and hip-hop saga.